YouTube, I'm back with another video of our healing plan. So we are in week 2, day 2 of our healing plan, and tonight we're cooking dinner and we're having shepherd's pie for dinner. So let's first look at our ingredients. So for our ingredients, we need 6 ounces of ground lamb. We need 1 leek, only the green part, 1 carrot peeled and chopped, 1 cup of green peas, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, half a teaspoon of sea salt, 1 recipe mashed potatoes, which means it's just mashed potatoes to cover your meat and your veggies, and half a cup of grated cheddar cheese. So I don't have cheddar cheese because I'm lactose intolerant, but I will show you what I'm doing to kind of not substitute it, but just to give the pie more of a hold so that it doesn't fall apart. So let me show you that part quickly because that's going in the oven. So what I did, I have taken some potatoes, maybe 2 medium-sized potatoes, and 1 carrot, and I have mashed that together, and I put it at the bottom of my pan as a crust to keep the pie together. When you get it out, it won't fall apart. I usually do this for the simple life recipes where I have mashed potatoes as a bottom or as a crust, and sometimes even around the edges I would put it, just to make sure that the whole pie, when you start dishing it, start taking it out, it's not going to fall apart. So first of all, I've never put it in the oven just to give it a little bit of a crisp, but this is the first time that I'm going to do this. So my oven is already on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. After that, I will leave it in there for about 5 minutes, and then I will take it out of the oven. Like I said, this is the first time I'm actually putting it in the oven. Usually with the simple life recipes, I do not put it in the oven. So let's start with our recipe over here. So we want to heat up our pan, and we're going to put it, we're going to put it in our pan just like that. So there we have the ground lamb. So we have that, and then we're going to add our leeks. This is just maybe 1 cup of leeks. We want to add our carrots. So I have pre-cooked my carrots. The recipe asks us to cook this for only 5 to 7 minutes. So I thought, let me pre-cook my carrots. We also need our peas. Let's take half a teaspoon, and then half a teaspoon of salt, and salt. Okay, so we're going to combine these. So yeah, we're just going to mix them all together. Wait for our veggies to cook. This is not going to be long, especially since the carrots are cooked already. And so it's only for basically our leek to cook through, and just for the mixture to combine. And the peas are frozen peas that I'm using, so that's also probably maybe cooked already. I don't know how frozen veggies work. Usually I just use fresh produce. I'm not somebody for frozen really, or even for canned I'm not somebody for that. In the simple life recipes, we use mostly, majority of the time, we use fresh produce. Only without beans, when my husband makes his chili, then he would use beans. And then I want to check on our crust, so to speak. We're not going to bake it. I think I'm going to leave it in a little longer and put it on 400. But when it's on 400, make sure that you check it very quickly, because you know 400 degrees Fahrenheit is very, very hot, and we don't want our crust to burn. So we have now our mixture of veggies with our ground lamb. I keep saying beef, it's lamb, people, it's lamb. Of our ground lamb. So we have that, and at the top, to cover it, we are going to put a layer of mashed potatoes. So my mashed potatoes are also already done. I simply took 2 medium-sized potatoes and I sliced it in cubes and boiled it, and then made my mashed potatoes. So over here are my mashed potatoes. So all of this, I'm going to put it on top of my filling, so to speak. So let's check what this guy is doing. Oh, it's very hot. So you want to also oil the bottom of your pan, or spray it with some cooking oil, so that the mashed potato, or the crust, so to speak, does not stick to the pan when you take it out. I want my ground lamb to be a little bit brown, so let's see if we can reach that. Furthermore, let me tell you what I had for lunch. So for lunch, I simply had a tuna melt gluten-free sandwich, and it's basically just water-packed tuna, which you drain. You put it on your sandwich, and you add a little bit of sea salt, half a cup of cheddar cheese, and your lactose-free, non-fat plain yogurt. As you already know, no cheese for me. So I'm just going to put it over there. I'm going to turn this off. That's ready. I'm just going back to the recipe. Okay. So now we're going to add this guy. So you just put them on top, and I hope that is enough to fill the pie. And it's a little difficult with that spoon, so let's see if we take, and you're gonna have to, yes, much smoother, and you want to excuse me, you want to spread it as if it's a, so my potatoes are a little on the skimpy side. I didn't have enough potatoes. Can you see? Don't use a wooden spoon because you're gonna have a lot of trouble. But you want see I still have so much surface to cover. We'll make it work, we'll make it work. So I would suggest you probably use all together 6 medium-sized potatoes, because then you have enough for the bottom and you will have enough for your top. See, yes, 2. It's okay. Usually I have way more potatoes at the top as well, because it's gonna be your starch. So make enough potatoes and see how much you need, depending also how much your family eats, right? So yeah, I'm gonna scrape some off from the side, try and cover it over here. You can also, if you don't want to, I would suggest, if you don't want to use a lot of potatoes, if you don't want the bottom of your pan to be potatoes and the top of your pan to be potatoes, I would suggest whisking an egg or 2 and just pour the egg inside the filling before you put the potato the potato top on, if you will. You get me? What I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly whisk a egg and just smear the top with that. And then we stick it in the oven. Just want a little more. That's it. So let's see now. Back into the oven. I will put it on probably 350. The oven is nice and warm now. Get back into our oven, close our door, and let that broil for 3 minutes. So also turn it to broil. There you go. And in 3 minutes we will have our dinner. So that's how easy this recipe is. So the original recipe asked into a muffin pan or into like some kind of pan. But from what I remember how we make shepherd's pie at home, we just put it in one pan. But I think the aim is that so that you have little bits of pieces for whenever you like some. And then you sprinkle cheddar cheese over. That's also another thing that I'm not familiar with our shepherd's pie back home. We don't put excuse me, cheddar cheese over. We basically just do it that way. But yeah, guys, that's it for our dinner for tonight. I will come back to show you the final result and also give it a taste. Hi guys, so this is the final result of the lamb cottage pie. As you can see, it's nice and golden brown at the top. But now for the moment of truth when we're going to taste it. So this is exactly what I was talking about. We don't want the pie to fall apart. So that's why that crust at the bottom is so important. It's very hot, so you can go ahead and taste. Moment of truth, let's taste. Why do I have two
knives?
Too hot? Oh, do you want some more salt? Just let me know. I forgot to put the salt here for you.
That's all right.
really, really lovely. I love all the flavors together. You can taste the carrots, you can taste the green, not the green beans,
Peas.
the peas, and the peas gives it such a fresh taste. The peas you can clearly taste, and obviously you can taste the lamb. These ingredients works really well together. They actually marry each other. What do you think? What's your take on it? For me, I don't need more salt.
For her,
It's
she can't have
actually
more salt. So
yeah, but it's also really nice. I don't miss the salt like in the other recipe with the green bean stew, the chicken green bean stew. I really miss the salt because it just seemed like
it
a
was missing
huge
something.
lack of or something in that stew, and it was the salt and it was the black pepper because green beans and black pepper and salt go so well together. So what do you think? What's your take on it? You needed more salt, obviously,
Yeah.
for one. How
More
do you
salt.
like the?
I mean, it's good. It's just it's a cottage pie.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. It's not my favorite out of the
Have
things
you
that
ever?
we've cooked.
Do you eat cottage pie usually?
No, but I've had cottage pie before.
Oh, okay. Do you? Yours, the one that you had before, did it have like cheese in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for this one, it also calls for cheese. But back home, we do not use cheese in our cottage pie. And so, and we don't even make the crust at the bottom for our cottage pie, like the crust that I did. We don't do it. We just put the meat mixture, and then the meat and veggie mixture, and then we cover it with our potatoes, and that's it. But it always falls apart. I've seen that before, so. So yeah, I really like this. So please share the recipe. Try the recipe. Share it with friends and family. This is a really healthy option once again in this diet. Stick to the diet. Your bowels will be forever grateful to you. The like button and the subscribe buttons are up to you. You decide whether you want to subscribe and or like the video. Thank you.